Okay, 1 second. All right. Yeah, I think here's. Let me just first explain what's going on. She's
Okay.
been she's been pretty busy.
Okay.
Her son or daughter, I don't know exactly, graduated from Lehigh this Monday.
Ah, okay.
So that's why she's been in the East Coast. So she's kind of like running around all over the place. So I think today she's heading back to California.
Okay.
So I think her speech is due is she has to deliver it on June 2nd, right?
Oh, that's not very far away at all, right?
Yeah, I think you really, but for a speech
And
like
I think the speech is an hour long. Is that right? An hour and a
I
half?
thought it's 45 minutes,
Oh,
but
45
45
minutes?
minutes, and typically for a speech like this, you need at least 6 weeks. And
Okay.
assuming that you're going to, because I just look at all these people who give TED talks, and they put in a lot of hours. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
and this is a speech. See, this is the thing that when I sent her an email, she said that this is not a high stakes speech for her. But I think she kind of misses one important point, that this is really a high opportunity speech for her, because this is
Well, yeah, I think so.
yeah,
But I'm
because
not sure because she says she doesn't want to do that much. She doesn't want to be a high level consultant and she
well, it's
doesn't
not
want to
even
make that
consulting.
much money.
It's not even consulting. It's being viewed as a thought leader, right? So you don't. But anytime you're speaking in public, you don't do a bad job, because people will videotape it, and it's gonna be on the internet somewhere, on YouTube somewhere. So
Right.
anytime you're speaking, if you go with the attitude like, "Hey, this doesn't mean anything to me," then I don't think you're respecting the people also when you do that. So I think that's what I was trying to convey to her. I said, this is kind of, you have to think of it as a high opportunity space. This is a conference, okay? This is not like presenting to uh, like somebody in school or something, okay?
Right.
She's actually at a conference, a marketing research association conference. So
Right.
I think for something like this,
Oops, sorry. I was trying to switch you to my computer so it's easier. But
yeah, we can just talk. You don't need to look at the document or anything. You already seen the video, right?
okay. Can you send me another invite so I
Okay.
can find
Okay.
one?
Yeah.
Just send me another. Okay, thanks.
I'll send it to you right now. You're still there.
Okay, I'm turning you off.
You're still there. Oh. Want to send it, or you're going to log out of here, or what?
Uh, no, I'm powering off. So go ahead and I just shut down. So send me.
Okay, I just sent it to you. I have to figure out how you do that with the mobile.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, this is better. The other one, I was holding my phone and I wasn't what you were seeing at all because there
Oh,
was
yeah,
an
right.
image of me on the
Right.
video. So
Did you get a chance to view her video?
yeah, so this is what I have done. I just an hour or so ago, I viewed the video and I wrote up the feedback in a document, which I shared with you. I haven't sent it out to her yet.
Okay.
So I thought you could take a look at it, but basically I can tell you, after I wrote my own before I looked at your feedback. And then after I did my feedback, I looked at your feedback, and we were pretty much in alignment. Different wordings, but basically the idea is she needs to have more congruence in the message. She needs a more clear message. And then I added a little bit more about credibility and likability. Because from a woman's point of view, that is more critical.
Yeah, the only thing I'm kind of like really concerned about telling her too much is that it might overwhelm her completely because she's got 1 week left, and I was just trying to like pick on things that she can improve on a short term, rather than there are certain things she's not going to be able to do in the limited time that she has.
Yeah, nothing I said was too much because I just did 2 quick rounds. Like I said, most of the points were in alignment with what you said.
Right.
So
I think the thing that I'm still not getting in her speech is that what is her main objective for giving the speech? It doesn't come out clearly. It's there, but it's not. We may be able to figure it out, but audience is not. You see, that's how I'm looking at it. So I have to be kind of separate myself from working with her and somebody who's removed from her, right? And that's sometimes that's kind of difficult because when you're too close to it, you start seeing it her way, and that's not what I want to do. I'm just kind of looking at it from a fresh. That's why I always like to bring in one person who's not working with her, so that there's that fresh perspective that's always there. See, that's the thing. And if we're both working with her closely, then what happens is we're all starting to see it our way, and then there is no real fresh perspective at that point.
Well, that's why I didn't even look. That's why I didn't even look at the video when she first sent it. I figured you were managing to that. Yeah, so right. I only did it after you asked me to. So.
Yeah, I just wanted to get your feedback because I was going to consolidate because I sent it out because I just wanted to get it out to her. Because I didn't know whether we were going to be able to do the call tonight because I didn't know what time you were going to be available.
Yeah, so that's okay because I prefer to have my own voice anyways. Right. And of course, you can always consolidate.
Right. But at this point, what can she improve? Like, you saw, okay, so let me just kind of, I like that opening. The thing is that when she starts her speech, I don't know if she kind of did this in a hurry or not. It didn't look like there's a lot of thought put into how to organize the speech, right?
Right.
It almost seemed like she's kind of thinking on the fly here. Like she has an idea. It's kind of what I do with my free speaking. I have an idea and I just kind of just start speaking. And then I sometimes kind of ramble on because I really haven't put a speech together. I'm kind of free speaking. So like one thing I told her is that, look, the good thing is you at least got it recorded, which is really a good thing because at least now you know what it looks like and you can keep on tweaking it. And the thing is that there are certain things that she goes into which I don't think really should be there at all. Like she keeps mentioning this author.
Right. I said all the same things.
Oh yeah, right. Because I don't know what, like if I'm in the audience, I'm like, why do, like.
Right. I think what she should do, I think what she's trying to do is bring those ideas into her act. So what I suggested was that she should talk about what she's doing if she wants to, just say, and this is based on the research from that professor. And I also read it in your comment that the whole dating story was not relevant. And I also mentioned that to her.
The whole point of the dating thing was it doesn't go anywhere. It's just like she says, oh, let me tell you about this thing. So I thought there was like she was going to then segue to like saying,
right.
What I told her is that if this dating story was like because she was talking about probing, right? Because that's the whole
Right.
idea. That
Right.
because when you don't probe, it led to a breakup because we just didn't connect. But there was no real end there.
Right, right. I agree with you, and that's the message I got when I read your feedback, and that is basically my message, that there's disconnected themes. So my suggestion to her is basically what you said: have one theme, have the case studies tied to the theme, get an idea, use the case study, and connect the case study to the idea. So that will help her have congruence.
Because the other thing is that if she's not really clear, because remember, one thing if you notice my comment I said was, you can just say that I like starting out like this talk is based on.
I'm losing you
I got
for
it from
some
the
reason.
institute. Well,
Your connection isn't as good in the house as in. Are you at home? Did you say? Are you
yeah,
at work?
so the one should be better.
The
because it's
connection's
faster.
worse. Yeah, there's a lot of echo. I wonder why.
I'm
And then I lost you for a minute there.
I can see it now.
I can hear you, but there's a lot of echo.
I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, I know. That's
I'm
why.
hearing some kids in the background. Are there you have grandkids or something in the background?
No, your voice is cracking up. I don't mean echo. I mean your voice. I said echo. But what I meant was your voice is cracking up.
Right. Yeah, I guess I can't hear that, right?
Right. Sometimes you can, but looks like right now you
You
can. I can't hear what you're saying. Go ahead.
This is because actually kind of maybe it's the computer doesn't have high processing power. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Maybe. Yeah.
This may not be very high performing. I just use this. Anyway. So what was I saying?
You're saying about the disconnect.
Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah. Did we cover that part where she? One of the things I was saying, I think, before you said I was breaking up was that professor she keeps citing, Lycroft, and I said the way to establish credibility is that because once you start mentioning somebody's name once, that's fine. Like according to this, that gives some credibility that you're to establish that this stuff is not something I'm making up. This comes from it supports your claim, right? That's fine, but they don't use it more than once. The other thing is to establish her credibility. This is something where she has, I think she said 20 years of experience doing market research, right?
At least.
That's what I would have her say right in the beginning, that this is based on my 20 years of research. And I said, before I give you the case study, let me just kind of give you an overview of what this is all about. And then she will explain like metaphor. And the metaphors that she uses has to be spot on, otherwise you're going to lose people.
Right.
Because metaphors are things that people understand. And I don't know what kind of PowerPoint presentation she's put together, but some of these metaphors have to be very obvious, right? They have to be obvious, like people.
Well, actually, what she's saying is that the metaphor is not always obvious because she, in the previous talk, what she said was she gave people a bunch of images, and this woman picked this metaphor of a factory, and she didn't understand how that metaphor related to the question at hand, and then she went on to explain it. So the whole idea is metaphors have personal meaning as well as universal meaning.
When you choose a metaphor, you understand what that is. You understand it, right?
Right. I think Rosenberg in both speeches she really okay. So this is you're right. Let me put it this way. You're right that her definition of what is metaphor elicitation wasn't very clear at all. And her case studies didn't really underscore what she was trying to do. I have a feeling you're right. She didn't really think it. She kind of just did a stream of consciousness on it. Because I looked at it the speech was like 14 minutes, right? 15 minutes. At 7 minutes and 30 seconds, she was still doing introduction. And there was no conclusion at all.
Well, yeah, it's a phone call. I've never seen a conclusion in any of her speech. She just gets a phone call. That's something she should turn off before she does this, because I think it hurts her. Here's the thing. The way I understand, tell me so let's say you ask me, okay, just ask me, Jay, can you explain what your talk is? So just ask me, so do role play.
So Jay, tell me what you're trying to tell. Jay, tell me what you want to tell me.
Right. So Julie, one of the biggest problem when it comes to market research is that you want to try to get to how the particular customers really think. Now, the problem is that most of us think, like, we just go and ask them. So if I right now ask you, Julie, what kind of car do you like? You will particularly tell me, like this, I like this is the reason I'm buying this car. But that part is conscious. That, according to neuroscience, that's only 5%. Often what makes you decide something is something unconscious. That makes up 95%. And that's something you're not going to be able to express to me. So the technique that we use, we call this metaphor elicitation, is how to tap into your unconscious so that you can communicate to me exactly how you feel about this particular product or whatever. Okay? And in order to do the metaphor elicitation requires this technique, deep, whatever that's called, deep questioning, or whatever she's using the word, in-depth questioning. And from that, I will then show you different types of visuals to see if any of the metaphors resonate with you. And from that, I will be able to figure out exactly the message that will work with you. And similarly, with others, I can get a pretty good idea on what is the right messaging that is going to get into the unconscious that will help you make a decision.
Right.
I mean, that's what just fun. That's what I understand what this talk is about.
Yes.
That we have this deep, something deep in our brain that cannot come out when you ask me. It has to come out through pictures.
Right. No, I mean, I think you got it. I do think that. Excuse me 1 second. I have to put something in the oven. Because otherwise it won't be ready for supper. I'm making butternut.
What time is the dinner? I can drive right now and make it there in about 2 hours.
No, I think what you said is exactly what she could say, but she hasn't gotten there yet. So I agree with you totally.
You think she's trying to make it too complicated?
I think she didn't really think about it, because actually her first 3-minute speech is much better than this one. So I think you're right. Given that she's very busy, she just did a stream of consciousness for you.
I thought she was very good when we were talking to her last Wednesday.
Yeah,
when we
much
started
better.
asking her. I think she was really getting into it. The problem is that if she can tighten that up a little bit, like for example, the case study also, she goes on too long. I don't get the idea. So let me ask you this. How would you fix the case study? The way she's describing the case study.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're Catherine.
So, okay, okay, so I'll role play for you. It's like, hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. And after 20 years of...
You're describing that case study she's talking about, that loan stuff. You don't have to be exactly right. You can make up stuff.
Yeah, so this is what I would say, is I would like to use the idea of metaphor elicitation to really get into how to tap into unconsciousness to get the real answers, not the conscious answers, because 95% of our decisions making is in unconscious. So for example, I did this long case study, and when I first asked people, I got these kind of answers, and they didn't really kind of help us in helping our marketing strategy, because then I continued to probe deeper, and by doing this metaphor elicitation, and there's this one woman who picked this image, and then there was a lot of meaning to it, so let me tell you what the meaning was. And that helped us to actually construct a larger study that help us to get into the real matters. So we use the qualitative study to figure out what is the real problem. And we're able to scale it up to a quantitative study. And this is through a lot of my own work using the experience of Professor XYZ. And so you too can do this. For example, if you have this, no, but that's it. So here is my example of using metaphor elicitation in a case study scenario to help my client to solve a problem and to really penetrate the market and make millions of dollars.
Right. Yeah, that's good. So what I suggested in my email to her was that before you, it's similar to this, right? You've done this before.
Right.
It's
right.
problem, solution, outcome, right? That's what in the
right.
audience, if you case study, they're not interested in what you did. They want to know what the problem was, what the solution was, and the outcome was. Okay? That's all that, and that's really tightened up to the point where you're not going on all the gory details. That's not really important here. Gory details are more like a workshop, or if you're writing a book. Okay? For this presentation, saying, look, here was the problem with this time. Here's how we fixed it. And if something was not working before, then you have to show it before and after. Before and after. Like,
exactly.
I guess.
Or like without the metaphor elicitation and with the metaphor elicitation, how they differ. You know. So I absolutely agree. So.
So that's the so what. Okay, that's the so what, because the structure is really what, so what, and now what. And now what, which will probably take up because the audience there really wants to know not what she has done, but how does this help us become better? And I think one of the things she was saying was, which she starts there in the beginning, which I don't think belongs in the beginning, about this validity stuff. That doesn't belong in the beginning. I think that belongs in now what. So now you've heard it. So why should the question? She should be asking questions like the way you're asking, you and I are asking. Okay, so now you heard the case. You're asking at this point. Okay, this is all great and stuff, but how do I use it? Right. And one of the things right away is this whole question of validity. There's a lot of information you have. How do you prove that how valid that information is? And that's when she can say, so. Like, are there some key questions that she knows how to ask that gets her the best response? That's the kind of information that the people in the audience.
She could even say, if she's interested, she could say, if you're interested in finding out more about this, you can email me, or I have an article, a white paper you can share. Just put. Email me, and so that's some action they can do that can connect her to them. So there's nothing actionable in there, but it's only 15 minutes. I just think she hasn't gotten to it.
But I think that's an important part of the speech, right? Because if you're giving a speech that people are attending, then don't you think that you need to spend at least 15 minutes telling about like how can you let me tell you how you can use this and what you need to do. Like there are no action steps that, let's say you and I are in the audience, right? Don't you think we would want to know what do we do with all that information she just gave us, like 30 minutes?
You want to say hi to Jay? Here, I want to introduce you to my husband. This is my husband. Can you see him?
I've been hearing so much about you. Finally, we get to meet.
He said, oh, I'm sorry. He said you finally got to meet each other.
I apologize for stealing you.
Sorry, I had my headphone on, so he couldn't hear you. So, yeah, Larry Ellison hated him.
Oh, really?
He was on Bill Gates and Ellison's hate list.
Oh, really? Your husband was on that hate list?
Because he was a technologist, so he was really good at finding where all the bugs are. He had his own little personal lab. And so he was actually finding all the stuff.
So he made the blacklist?
Yeah.
Oh, because I just saw Larry Ellison gave a speech, a commencement address at the University of Southern California.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, I want to kind of wrap this up so I can stop making supper. I just want to say, everything you said, I agree with you, but I just have to say, I don't think she did a serious job. And based on what you said, she was probably too busy, you know?
Yeah, I think she doesn't realize there's a lot of work that still she needs to do, because I said that you need to get this thing done by the end of this week.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was June 2nd. For some reason, I thought it was more like mid-June. But, you know, it will be what it will be, right? The show goes on.
Yeah, right. Hope you're not doing it. All right, Julie, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, great. I'll send you my feedback and send it to her. It's actually totally in alignment with everything you said.
Right.
Is that okay? I mean, if you don't want me to, I don't have to.
Tell them that, hear my feedback on what it is. One thing I want to be careful about was that the reason I sent it to her before calling you is I didn't know whether we were going to get a chance. And I didn't want to sit on it for too long, because I said, let me give her some main points here. Because if by the time she gets to California, she still will have like half a day there to work on this. I don't know, she may be tired, right? And she can work on it. And because I think she needs, to be honest, I think the speech needs a lot of work still.
Well, you're going to have another workshop with her, right? I think that's
told her when she wants to do it, so I talked to her now.
Right. Okay. Okay, so it's given that she sent this speech to me as well, I probably should respond.
Yeah.
In the future, yeah, you will be managing that more, because I won't be in the original workshop. So
yeah, because
I'll be happy to go through you. I'll be happy to go through you in the future, because I won't know the speaker.
Yeah, I think what I want to do in the future is, and of course, future I'd like to get paid for this, but I want you to be the fresh perspective. So that you're directly not involved with the speaker, because once you get involved, you get kind of biased. So this way you're kind of distant, where you don't need to really see the speaker, and you just kind of work with me.
Sure. Yeah, so that's fine.
What that does is that way, because anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Because when you get too close,
we can talk about that when it actually happens. You know.
Right. I'll let you go then.
Okay. Thanks so much. Thanks for that. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.